Welcome back. Well, this morning I'm joined by Dr. Bill Houghton. Now, he's the owner of the Marquette Chiropractor's office, but you do much more than that. You're also certified in CrossFit. Yes. You have certification in nutrition, powerlifting, Olympic lifting, mobility and movement. Now, you're here to talk to us this morning. Ashley, she's out there getting a workout, and oftentimes people start working out, especially in the fall, get back into sports, and you come across an injury. Now, of course, there's ways to help you get through those injuries, but you're here to talk to us about how to prevent those injuries to begin with.
Sure.
So now, you're sitting down here because you've got some workouts for us, some stretches. What are some ways that you guys kind of help people to prevent those injuries to begin with, I guess?
Well, Sam, one of the first things I'd like to mention is most of the time when people end up with an injury, they had a problem going into the gym. Okay. Some range of motion issue, some flexibility issue that kind of set them up for an injury. So when we examine patients, of course, chiropractic being probably the oldest and longest functioning functional profession, looking at movement, range of motion, flexibility, and alignment. And if you walk into a gym with any of those issues compromised, any of those functions compromised, then you're more likely to injure yourself while in the gym.
Okay, now what are maybe some signs for some athletes, some people going to the gym, that they may have a problem already going in? You just feel you have stiffness maybe going into the gym, or a sharp pain of some sort?
Sure, there's a number of very simple things you can look for, if I can stand here and not go off the camera. For example, high and low shoulder, high and low hip. These are issues that show up quite often if you see somebody that's got a slight tilt. Okay. And, or a high hip. Those things, again, probably are going to lead to injuries later on in the program.
All right, now, so what are some exercises you would kind of suggest to prevent these injuries in the gym?
Well, if I had to pick anything, Sam, for injury prevention walking into a gym, it would be flexibility. Okay. Because no matter what you do, if you are inflexible, chances are you're going to run up against an injury sooner or later. So the most common one that we teach, and I've been teaching literally for my 30-year chiropractic career, is range of motion for the spine. And if I can step aside here for just a second and grab a model of our plastic spine, this exercise is just designed to work the spine from top to bottom through what are called the three primary motions, the three primary ranges of motion. So we're going to look first at rotation, and then we're going to look at side bending or lateral flexion, and then flexion and extension, because again, there's more joints in the spine than any other part of our body. So just to show that, we teach these in the seated position to stabilize the pelvis. Okay. A good erect posture, get the spine as straight as you can. We're going to start simply by turning our head one way and then following it around with the full spine, bringing the head all the way back to the other shoulder and then following it all the way around. And this is a slow, gentle movement. There's no quickness or abruptness. I tell my patients I don't want to see any grimacing. This isn't hard work. This is just like a cat or a dog after a nap, just getting a nice spinal stretch. So again, seated, turn your head one way, nice erect posture, smooth and easy. So we've taken care of rotation from top to bottom. Next in line, we'll go with lateral flexion. Again, good erect spine, we'll touch the chin, lean the ear towards the shoulder, and then simply go from side to side. Okay.
All right.
That. Very simple.
So all nice things you can do seated, pretty easy each morning type
these are very easy to do on the edge of the bed in the morning. That's where I start mine. I have exercise sheets in the office that I give all the patients, and I tell them, leave it on your nightstand as a nice little reminder when you get up in the morning and grab your glasses. You have your exercise sheet.
Easy start to the day.
You have your exercise sheet there as a reminder. And then the final of that three movement series is flexion extension. So we kind of let the hips roll back, pull the belly button in, let the spine push back, drop the chin, and then the exact opposite. Let's push the pelvis forward, belly forward, chin towards the ceiling. This seems to be everyone's favorite.
It does look fun, I'll admit that.
It does feel good.
Now that's what reminds me of a cat or a dog right there, that stretch like that.
Yes, and that kind of segues into something I wanted to mention, which is yoga. I think if folks started with flexibility before they walked into a gym, because for example, if an athlete's going to do an overhead press and they don't have the shoulder flexibility to bring the arm up into a solid, safe position, they're more likely to arch their back. So for example, if I cannot bring my arms overhead and I want to lift overhead, well, chances are I'm going to end up arching my back, and I'm going to raise the risk of a back injury much, much higher, and a shoulder injury. So if we had everybody pursue flexibility before they started in the gym, to give them those safe positions, those strong and stable positions, then I think we would see less injury in the gym.
All right, perfect. Well, I want to thank you, Dr. Bill, for coming in this morning and helping us out, and especially on a Monday morning. I know it's a little rough. You're a little extra stiff, so of course that's how you can contact Dr. Bill here. You got his phone number, and of course stop by Marquette Chiropractors. Make sure you get in there so you can get in the gym and stay flexible and healthy throughout your workout. Get in shape this fall. So I want to thank you again for waking up extra early and joining us this morning, giving us some nice simple exercises to help keep you a little more fit.
Yes,
all right, well now we're going to go check in with Ashley Kirkland, who's on the workout side of things this morning, helping us stay fit this week.